Stephen Krashen and Tracy Terrell, the authors of this method, created a list of goals for a language class and suggested which ones are more related to what the natural approach aims. These ones are divided in the basic personal communication skills and the academic learning skills. The first one, by the oral part, uh, basically it says that the student is required to being prepared to listen and concentrate to understand the main direction of the speaker's message. And by the writing part, it is expected to develop certain level of grammar skills to communicate correctly. It is not expected to develop perfect grammar skills or high class grammar skills, but just enough to being able to to share an idea. By the other part, the academic learning skills are expected by the oral part, for example, listen to closely to a lecture, and by the reading part, is to take notes using keywords from the topic to have a better understanding of this. Uh, the goal of the class is to rely on the students' needs to improve their communication skills and make them able to express correctly in any topic or situation. Learning activities. It is expected from the very first class to the last class on the program an improvement in the student skills, as mentioned before. For example, having a gradual progression from the yes or no questions to an answer that requires a determined vocabulary given by the teacher. Students are not required to participate until they feel ready, but still are expected to respond to the teacher's questions by using a TPR or total physical response and to follow some commands, such to make some gestures and look for an item of a person in the classroom, and the teacher uses a simple vocabulary and asks questions that can be answered with just one word. The roles of the learner. Basically, in this part, the role of the student is just to have total attention on what the topic is being given, and also basically involve themselves in the activities given by the teacher. Also taking an active role during the class so the teacher can have a better understanding of the development of the students. Here we see that the speech is produced once the student feels prepared, but again, as we mentioned before, is at the same time expected to react to certain stimulus given by the teacher, again the TPR commands. Roles of the teacher. These ones are divided in three. The first one will be to be the provider of reliable input. This means he or she is the main resource of information to the student, which makes the teacher required to create a constant flow of language input, either verbal or not, to help students interpret the information they are being given. The second one, teacher must create both an interesting and friendly environment uh, in the group so the students can feel relaxed and they are able to learn easily. And the third one, the teacher must choose a variety of activities and exercise to use during classes to be able to apply depending on what the students' needs are. Instructional materials. The objective is to make the classroom as meaningful as possible by relying the class as much as possible to the real world. Uh, I didn't mention this before, but here we are using the realia. What is this? The realia are objects and material from the everyday life, such as newspapers, announcements, magazines, etc., and that can be used for as teaching aids. For example, if this were a science class, we could work with chemicals, with chemical reactions, and that would be a relia. Uh, Again, the teacher is expected to use commands. One example could be one such as everybody look at the board, or find someone who's wearing a white t-shirt, for example.